Hello and welcome to Gaming News with Jake. Here you'll find all the gaming news by me. Probably. Now with all the E3 coverage over and done with, I'm finally back again, and yeah, I got some news for you, so let's get right onto it. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds full release has been delayed until late 2017. It's in early access at the moment on Steam, and it's soon to come out on Xbox late 2017, so I'm going to assume that the full release is going to come out the same time as the Xbox version. I'm just going to take a hunch there. But yeah, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a super fun game. I've been playing it myself on early access, and yeah, it's super polished. Yeah, there's, you know, for early access, it's, you know, there is some things wrong with it, but for an early access game, it's definitely a functional game. It's definitely a game what's being worked on, like it's not just being abandoned like most early access games. So yeah, there really is no issue with that. I hope that he can, you know, take all the time he needs with it to get it up to the standards he wants, instead of trying to rush it and get it released. But yeah, its full release is being delayed until late 2017, so yeah, that's that. Platinum Games has been teasing that Bayonetta 1 and 2 could be getting a Switch port. So on Twitter they released an image of artwork from Bayonetta 1 and 2, but the backgrounds was red and blue and it was to the sides. So, someone figured out that there's an actual image of the Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch, which looks like this. And this is what the image looks like. You got Bayonetta from 2 up here, and Bayonetta from 1 down here. And so yeah, it looks like that. And which backs this up even further is that Platinum Games actually liked that tweet. So yeah, everyone kind of flipped and was just like, oh my god, it's probably going to happen, which it's kind of understandable considering like just the state that Wii U was in. I mean, there was some good games on Wii U, but not a lot of people played them, and I even had a Wii U and I didn't even play some of the good games because, like, I don't know, I got so unmotivated with the Wii U. Like, I just saw how poorly it was doing and just saw just nothing was happening with the console, and just any support, I just didn't want to support it. I was just like, it was just a dead thing to me. So yeah, I didn't even pick up Bayonetta 2. I kind of really wanted to because I heard it was like a phenomenal game, but just because it was on Wii U, I just had no like motivation to try and support it because I just knew that it wasn't getting anywhere. So yeah, with the Switch, which the Switch has been doing very well, I think that's kind of surprised everyone of how good the Switch has been doing. Yeah, it's definitely got me motivated to, you know, try and support the Switch, because, you know, I want Nintendo to do well, and the Nintendo Switch has been doing them well, and they are doing stuff with it, and that makes me really happy. So yeah, if they were to release Bayonetta 1 and 2 for Nintendo Switch, I'll definitely go pick it up this time around, because, you know, I feel like that's a game I missed out on. I've heard that it's a phenomenal game, and yeah, on Nintendo Switch, I'll pick that up. Also on Twitter, Platinum Games has been teasing a Wonderful 101 game could be coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, I can't really say much about the Wonderful 101 series, because I never played it. It never really interested me. I don't know, I just don't... The concept of the game hasn't really grabbed me, but just so you know, Wonderful 101 game could be possibly coming to Nintendo Switch somewhere down the line. Doomfist has finally been announced for Overwatch. Oh my god, Blizzard had finally done it. They've been teasing Doomfist for like ages, but yeah, he come out of the blue. I don't think anyone was expecting him to just come out suddenly like that. So yeah, that was a pretty big surprise. The trailer though, oh my god, the trailer was so good. Like, oh, I want an anime Overwatch. Make that happen, please. Just anime Overwatch. That was so good. Doomfist is an offensive hero. He has the gauntlet, which was on Nubani and the payload. Obviously, at one point, Nubani got like screwed up and the gauntlet in the payload disappeared. Well, Doomfist now has it, so like he's got that on. It goes like right up his arm. He has like some huge bulky thing, and he has like some shotgun knuckles as well. His abilities, he has one called Rocket Punch, and what that is that he can like do like a charge attack with his gauntlet, and you can also charge it. So if you like hold it down for longer, a meter goes up, and that makes you go further, and if you hit someone, it does more damage. That can go through barriers, and if you hit someone, they can like fly off, and if they hit into a wall, it also does more damage. He also has another ability called Rising Uppercut, and as the name entitles, he does a rising uppercut. So he leaps up into the air, smashing whatever's in front of him, and launches them up in the air with him. And he can also do a combo move called Seismic Slam. So when he's in the air, he can do like a slam attack on the floor, and it does like some kind of cone shape radius, and whoever's in that cone shape will get stunned and take damage. His primary attack is a shotgun attached to his knuckles. So what it is that he has kind of like shotgun shells attached like to his knuckles here, and they're not very strong. He shoots them, and they're kind of more of a chip damage, sort of last resort sort of attack. So just in case, maybe if you get a Seismic Slam in on someone and it doesn't exactly kill them, maybe this shotgun shell could like finish them off quickly. So that's kind of like its main purpose. Instead of like a more offensive one, it's kind of a more of a last resort sort of attack. His ultimate ability is called Meteor Strike, and what he does is that he leaps right up into the air so you can't see him, and then he comes plummeting down onto the floor doing immense damage. And if you're just outside of the cone shape of his ultimate ability, you will be stunned and knocked onto the floor, like Reinhardt's Hammer Down ability. Doomfist also has a passive ability called Best Defense, so Blizzard have imagined him to be a hero what gets right into people's faces and like ruin tactics, ruin plans, that sort of thing. And to do that, that could be quite difficult when you're up against 5 or 4 heroes at a time. So they kind of balance that if you want to get in there, if you land in a punch, you get a small bit of shield. So if you keep landing punches, that shield will keep stacking up and stacking up, meaning that you can take more hits and more damage. But if you disengage, that shield will start to degrade. So yeah, that seems cool. He is available on the PTR on Overwatch PC, so you can play as him right now. But right now, I'm really not sure when he will be released, as there has been quite a few problems with him already. But you know, that's what the PTR is for. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see until he gets fully released. But he seems like a really cool hero. Now moving on to Splatoon 2 news, as they did the small Nintendo Direct just before its release. I didn't play Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. Like I said, to support the Wii U, man, my motivation for that console was just like so slim. Though I will admit, Splatoon was probably one of the only games where I did almost pick up, like on so many occasions I almost picked that game up. But with Splatoon 2, I probably will most likely pick this game up on Nintendo Switch, because my passion for that console is so much more higher than what it was with the Wii U, because things are actually happening with that console. Now you have weapon sets of 3. You have your main weapon, your sub-weapon, and your special weapon. So your main weapons are, well, it's in the name, it's just your main weapons. A lot of them are from Splatoon 1. But then, of course, they showed a lot of new weapons as well. Your sub-weapon is a kind of quick draw device, and this can either be like an attack device. For example, this could be like a grenade or something, or like a mine, what explodes when like triggered. Or you could have like a defensive like device which you throw it up and it can like leak out ink like from these sprinklers or something like that. So yeah, that's your sub weapon. Now onto the special weapons, because these are all new things. Now I'm only going to give a few examples of these special weapons, as I believe they showed all of them in the Splatoon 2 Direct, so if you're interested in that, just go watch that. You'll get all the information from there. But some examples of these special weapons: there's one called the Ink Jet, which is like some, you know, jetpack thing, and it splooges ink everywhere, and you have like a minigun sort of thing. You can fly around with it and you start shooting, so that's pretty cool. There's also like a huge sort of sniper rifle thing called Stingray, and it's like some huge beam, and it can also go through walls as well, and it's like immense damage as well. There's a special weapon called Baller, and what that does, it puts you in like a hamster ball, and you can like roll around in it, and it covers everything in ink, and then right at the end of the cycle, it does like a self-detonate thing and just explodes everywhere. And there's also something called Splashdown, which is he leaps up into the air and he just crushes onto the floor and just, you know, erupts ink everywhere. There were a lot more special weapons, but those are some examples and some ideas of what you're kind of gonna get yourself into with the special weapons. There's different gear in the game, what you can equip, and those range from hats, shirts, trousers and shoes. But the gear has different perk slots, and what you can do is that you can equip perks to these gear equipments, and these can range from maybe respawning a little bit faster than normal, or maybe in squid form you can traverse the ink more faster than normal. So it can range from things like that to really kind of mix up how gameplay is, and you can mix and match different perks and styles to, you know, get that something what really suits you. And if someone kills you and you're like, wow, what did they just have there? You can like look at their different perks and equipment, so you can be like, okay, I'm actually going to try that kind of combination out to see if it works for me. So yeah, that's a new way to spice up gameplay. And then they showed their kind of single player challenge mode sort of thing, and it's called Salmonoids. And what this is like on different times and dates, a job hunt will come up, and you can accept it and you go into it, and they're kind of like mini bosses that you can like fight, and if you kill that boss and like succeed, you get exclusive gear from the Salmonoids job hunts. And there's also like Salmonoids kind of like horde mode as well. So yeah, that's kind of like their single player take on Splatoon 2, I believe. So yeah, that's all on Splatoon 2, and that's all for gaming news with Jake. So I hope you enjoyed. I will be continuing with gaming news with Jake now that the E3 coverage has like died down. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a thing coming up again sometime soon. As soon as I get more news, that is. But that's it from me. Hope you have a pleasant day. So
Look.